Good morning, scholars. Today we're going to be talking about mercantilism. This is the first lesson in Unit 2, so we are starting a new unit. So for today's objective, scholars will be able to explain how the system of mercantilism helped lead to the American Revolution. For your do now, you're going to have a collaborative board. In this board, you're going to answer, imagine that you had your own business that was making a lot of money. One day, the President of the United States comes to your business and says that they're going to take 30% profits of what you make, and they're also only going to allow you to sell certain things during certain hours. What would you do? Would you like that? If not, tell me why. Why is that not fair to you as a seller? Then we are moving on to a political cartoon. This political cartoon shows a mother country who is being served by 3 different colonies. So the questions you're going to answer are, which colonies are we talking about? And who is the mother country? What are raw materials? And, excuse me, who is winning in this scenario? Is it the colonies or is it the mother country? Who is losing? The 3 steps you're going to take to answer are, how do you know this person is losing or this person is winning? What evidence can you show? And why is your answer correct? And the last question you're going to answer is, based on this cartoon, what does mercantilism have to do with it? What do you think it has to do with, based on what you heard from the scenario and from this political cartoon? For your knowledge, today we're going to discuss mercantilism. Mercantilism is an economic policy that is designed to maximize the exports and minimize the imports for an economy. So we're trying to maximize exports and minimize imports. Importing are goods that are going into a country. So when you think of importing, think of things going into a country. Exporting are goods that are exiting a country. So when you think of exporting, it's things that are exiting. A mother country is the only country that benefits from the mercantilism policy. All the other colonies that are involved do not benefit. The only one who benefits is the mother country. Manufactured goods are products that have been made from raw materials. And lastly, the navigation guide we're going to discuss. It's a long series of English laws that developed, promoted, and regulated English ships, shipping, trade, and commerce between other countries and its own colonies. All right, so the first key point we're going to talk about is mercantilism. So mercantilism was a trade system that benefited the mother country at the expense of the colonies. So the colonies were being hurt while the mother country was benefiting from it. So let's talk about raw materials and finished goods. Raw materials, a really good example of this is cotton. Cotton is a raw material. Cotton grows from a plant. A finished product made of cotton is a shirt. This is the difference between raw materials and finished goods. So the second key point we're talking about is mercantilism involved exporting more than you import by setting up colonies that can provide raw materials or gold and silver and buy your finished goods and can buy your finished goods. So mercantilism involves the export of raw materials and the import of finished goods. Then you are going to take a really short 1-question quiz talking about mercantilism. And the steps that you're going to take for your Think Aloud are, what are important terms, or let's start again, sorry. Step number 1, you're going to read the question and you're going to ask yourself, what important terms are mentioned? Then you're going to ask yourself, how could these terms benefit a country? And then you're going to answer the question, find the evidence, and explain how it connects. So when we're looking at the first question, it says, explain why a country would need to import things into their country? Explain why a country would benefit from exporting something out of their country. And you're going to have a diagram that can help you with your answer. All right, so then we're going to fill in a worksheet. This worksheet talks about colonial trade. You're going to look at this worksheet thoroughly, and you're going to answer the following questions. What specific goods are being sent from the 13 colonies to North America? In North America to England, excuse me. What specific goods are being sent out of Europe? What are the 13 colonies exporting? What was Europe and England importing? And what were they exporting? So look at this worksheet for as long as you can to help you answer the questions. All of the answers should be given through the worksheet. Then you're going to talk about the triangular trade, which is the worksheet that we were just looking at. And there is a section where slaves were transported from Africa to the Americas. What was the journey like, and what was the journey called? We discussed it in Unit 1. Then we're going to do a worksheet on the European view of mercantilism. We're going to talk. It's going to talk about mother's country treasury, the balance of trade, and the mother country and the colonies trading with one another. You're going to answer 4 questions. Then you're going to answer an open-ended question asking, why did the economic policy of mercantilism lead the colonists to want to break away from the British? How would this lead them to want to break away from the British? Then we're going to learn about the Navigation Act. So the Navigation Act stated that any ship carrying goods to and from America or England had to be English built, with primarily English crews. So anything that would go in and out of America or in and out of England had to be English, which means that they had to be purchased from England, which means that England would get the money for that. The second Navigation Act is the colonies were required to buy manufactured goods only from England. So if you were a colonist, you could only buy manufactured goods from England. If you wanted a shirt that was from China, you could not buy it. You had to buy it from England. Number 3 stated that certain raw materials coming from the colonies could only be sold back in England. So let's say you grow a lot of rice, and you have a lot of people that want to buy rice from you. The Navigation Act does not let you sell the rice to them. It only lets you sell rice to England, so England can sell it, or give rice to England rather. You're not selling it to England because England is not paying you. So this only allows your rice to be given to England so that England can sell it and make money, and you don't make any money because of this contract, this Navigation Act, these laws. And lastly, Americans were forbidden to manufacture goods from their own raw materials. So if you knew how to sew and you wanted to make yourself a shirt, or you wanted to make your daughter a shirt or something, you were not allowed to do that. You were forbidden from using your own goods or your own raw materials to create goods. You can only buy your finished goods from England. So everything is benefiting only the mother country, which is England. So you're going to have a collaborative board after this asking, what did England hope to accomplish by passing the Navigation Acts? What was their hope to accomplish after you just read those Navigation Acts? I think I have a pretty good idea of what their goal was. So then you're going to tell me if these Navigation Acts or laws seem fair to you, why or why not, and support your opinion with evidence that you're going to be provided by the Navigation Acts at your top right corner. And lastly, you're going to have a review video that you can watch. It's about 5 minutes long. And then after you watch that video, you can use this, you're going to fill out a table talking about what you saw in the video. And you can use the video, you can go back to the video in case you need some help. And that is it for today. Your exit ticket is going to be in Teams. If you have absolutely any questions, please reach out to me, and I will see you guys later. Bye.